Good morning, Henning here with another rant or opinions or insights or whatever you want to call it. I already made this video, the whole thing, recorded on my iPhone 15 with an external USB-C hard drive, trying that for another video that I'm going to do about phoning it in, and then looked at the footage and or the 25 minutes that I was talking and explaining things to you about, don't skip the music, which we'll get to, looked like this. Several of these lenses. Why? Because I pride myself in doing a great job. And when I look at this stuff, it makes me happy. Yeah, so maybe using an external USB-C hub with a mic and an external drive does not work. So, yeah, we're doing it again. I'm trying again with the phone, but now on the phone. However, I get all the data off there. I don't know. That's going to be massively annoying. But I also want to test this Austrian audio mic creator mic for a video that I'm doing also for the phoning it in video. So I have a couple of things to cover before we get to, please don't skip the music. Just out of shits and giggles. Well, first of all, look at this. I mean, how metal is that, huh? Aviator guitars, Predator. It's a massively cool guitar. Metal. And then you look at it from your point of view, and it's got the pearloid pink binding. I also played this puppy for a few days now, and it's just divinely metal, but it's also divinely Barbie. And it's such a cool concept. I love it. And as far as I understand, they're building me a 6-string right now. I don't know. I mean, I might like the 7-string, but I don't know. But we'll get to the track that I was working on with this later. There's a dog. That's Bruno. Leslie's on vacation right now, which means she's got Noodle and X. She's with her friend Melly, and they're in a hotel room with 4 big black dogs, and I get the old guy. So, unpaid but good mug, Sweetwater. Talk about unpaid ads. There's a guy called Richard, and apparently he did dog accessories, leashes and shit. Now he works with pedal brands, amp brands, is a staple in our community, but he's got the whole garage still full of dog accessories. So if you go to styleupyourpet.com, I'm not getting paid for this. He sent me some leashes because he needs to get freaking rid of them. This shit's good. I don't know why that isn't a business that can't sustain itself. Because, if you're not a dog owner, skip this bit. But this is so cool because these are only a tiny bit bouncy, malleable, and they actually seem to be made from old, or maybe new, I don't know. No, they look like old inner tubes from bicycles. So it's a really nice, grippy leash. It's got a bottle opener on it because apparently you got to booze up while you're taking the dog out, and everything is very solid. It's got a big clippy thing. It does the twisty turnies. Those are words. And then along with this, you get, where is it? Oh, it's on the dog somewhere, I think. Oh, no. You get the matching collar. On the collar, all metally, bottle opener because the dog needs to booze up. And of course, you can adjust that. It's also made from the inner tube. So it's Fahrradreife in German, and it's like a buckle like you have on an airplane. Okay, so you lift that up, clicks in. Lifting that up is a little bit, it's okay once you know where to grab. But this is some high-end shit. Really good stuff. Feels solid. And you get different designs. Even one in the size perfect for Bruno. Yeah, but he's sleeping, so we're not going to bug him. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And another thing I'm pretty impressed of. No shit. Not getting paid for this. I'm friends with them. But IK makes speakers. I know we know them as like the Tonex people and Amplitude and plugins and T-Rex mastering and all that stuff. All of the speakers I have in all my rooms are IK. Even in here, I've got the MTM Precision, the big ones, and they're fantastic because I have them now dialed in into my listening position, and I calibrated them, which means they have a lot less low end than they used to have, but it's realistic to where I'm sitting because my room hypes up low end. I can't take these if I go somewhere. In December, I'm going to go to Ibanez, record a shit ton of videos, set up a little studio there. What am I going to take? If you're going on vacation and you have shit to do once in a while, mixing gigs or whatever, what are you going to take? Now, IK makes these iLoud micros, and they used to be kind of toyish, where you plug into one and that goes to the other with a cable. We know these things, kind of like PC speaker things. The iLoud micro, I think it's called Pro. Does it say that somewhere? I don't even know. It's absolutely, utterly ridiculous. iLoud Micro Monitor Pro. The pair is $600, and they're tiny, and they look like absolute toys. I put them on the desk as an alternative set when I was mixing to the big ones. And when I switched to these, no loss in volume, no loss in low end. It actually got more low end. They sound freaking humongous. Your mind is going to be blown when you hear these tiny speakers. But the cool thing, RCA input, okay. XLR, sadly not a combo jack. You can switch high frequency, low frequency, or actually low frequency extension, meaning if you have a subwoofer, you can click them in and then you can use them with a sub. You don't have to, the low end is ridiculous. And it's got USB-C. And the USB-C means you can now calibrate them with the X Monitor app. Calibrate left, calibrate right, unplug USB, and then they run calibrated for your listening position. You could go to a hotel room, careful not to disturb the neighbors, calibrate them to your listening position, and actually do some serious work. Yes, these tiny things are $600, but you can put these in a backpack along with your laptop and your audio interface, and you have I would say the most mobile studio on the market. I cannot possibly express how big these sound. So if you need something small, I know you already have something small, but in terms of speakers, check these out. Again, IK didn't ask me to say this. IK didn't ask me to make this video. IK didn't ask me anything. They were left here after Gear Street. Now they're released, and I use them, and I like them. That's the honest truth. So, don't skip the music. Please don't skip the music. What does it mean? I produce tracks. Sometimes it's noodling, but oftentimes for many videos, I have a full song. And if I look at my metrics, there's a big dip. There's intro, product shots, and then boink, people skip it and then go back to the video when I'm talking again. On the other hand, comments are saying you're talking too much, but then you're skipping the music. The thing that's the most work, and I think the most valuable of everything that I present, is so weird. And then, of course, I get these beautiful people saying, "Oh, your music's shit, boomer crap, horrible song." I'd like to hear those people's music. I can't please everyone. I write the music that I write in, by the way, a huge variety of styles. Yeah, people still are music critics. And apparently I'm paying them to be music. I don't know. I never asked anyone to be a music critic. It's about the gear. But the music gets skipped. And I get it. You want to hear about the interface and the knobbies, and you want to hear the guitar isolated. But I think hearing it in context is relevant. Maybe not in terms of the information sonically that you're getting from it, but most certainly it's relevant for the rest of the video so that I have data to give you. If you're skipping the songs, then what's the logical solution for me? What's the evolution of my workflow? Trust me, working on a song like this, even if the song already exists and I'm just replacing guitars, at the absolute minimum, it's the better half of a day, usually a day. Because I have to relearn the parts. So I'm not writing the song, it's all there. I'm erasing the guitar parts, replacing them with the new gear, whether it's a guitar, amp, or whatever. Mix it. Then I film all the different guitar parts. Sometimes I film while I record, but sometimes I film them and then mimic the part. Well, actually, I play the parts, but I'm not recording them. It depends on how complicated the part is. Sometimes it's literally what you see is while I'm, I pride myself in doing a really good job on that. Is it necessary? No. Do you need that thing? No. Can you have good reviews on YouTube without someone doing full songs with vocals, which I don't think anyone else is doing? Yeah, absolutely you can. Do I need to record that on a red Komodo in anamorphic widescreen with lens flares and all that shit? No. But when I do that, I'm happy. I'm creative. I'm making music. I look at the shots and I'm rocking out. It makes me happy. It's the part where I get to be a musician again. I've done countless albums. I have countless more albums on my hard drive that are not released. A lot of it is being used for these videos, which is how I make money now. There's no point in putting it on Spotify or something and whatever. No, I take these songs and I put them in my videos. But nobody gives a shit. The Disney stuff I did with Carson Stepanovich is brilliant. It's fun. Disney metal. I mean, what's not to love? Nobody fucking clicks on it. If it gets released as a separate track. If it's in the video, people skip that bit.
I've been staring at the edge of the water.
Yeah, I get maybe you're not into Disney. But in general, if I release a song by itself, 1,000 clicks, 1,500, filmed in the highest possible quality, recorded pretty well, amazing shirts, nobody gives a shit. So, I get it. You're interested in the gear. But if you skip these tracks, you know what's going to happen? I'm kind of forced to economize. I'm kind of forced to make my workflow efficient. Let's get into this. What does that mean? It means my business is it to make as many videos as I can a month to pay the bills and be efficient about it. The faster I can make a video, the quicker I can get to the next one and write another invoice. It's a business, right? Well, that means why spend a whole day on a track, on a whole song with killer video if you're not watching it? That doesn't make sense. Companies have asked me, can you give us a cheaper rate and not make the song? Well, if I'm saving a whole day, I could, but I always refuse that. Because first of all, I decide what goes in my videos, not the companies. Okay, if they can't afford it, they can't afford it. They don't dictate my workflow or my content. And if I skip that, there's so much information I don't have. How a piece of gear works in a musical context is everything to me. Okay? So I learn so much about something, and I often learn it while I'm recording a song, because you're sitting there a whole day with that gear. Is it musically valuable? I don't know. So I gotta start making music with it. Chase Bliss Therme does pitchy delay stuff, kind of weird, fun to play with, but does that actually work musically? Well, in The End by Campaign Like Clockwork, almost all the tracks are doing stuff with the Therme, and when we just mixed it, Rafa and I, our minds were blown what back in the day, a few years ago when we recorded it, the Therme could do in these tracks. I would have never foreseen that, but that's information I now have about that piece of gear. So I recorded a track with this baby, with 3 different amp products. A profiler, a amp sim pedal, and a real amp. Okay, 2 of those are unreleased, so I can talk about which ones they are. Yes, I don't know if that's bright enough or not. I have no idea. And also recorded the track again with a cheaper 7-string. Now I immediately found out that the cheaper 7-string is thicker. I'm fighting with a lot more than this Aviator. I mean, the cheaper 7-string is $3,000 cheaper. Okay, I get it. But I'm struggling with it a bit more. It's thicker, the action is different. Recording it in the track really showed me the differences between that and a higher-end guitar. The 3 different amp products, of course it was like some kind of metal thing. It's at the end of this video. Well, the profiler, I had set up a sound several days earlier. Not for that, just something to chug. Okay, fine. Forgot about it. Put it on the table, turn it on. I didn't touch a thing. I did nothing. I did not change an IR. I did not change the amp. I did not change the settings. I just put it on the table, started playing, and there was the sound, there was the music. And for hours with this baby, I had fun. Then we recorded all the tracks with the amp sim pedal, which is simulating an amp I'm not super familiar with or never really liked anyway. But oh my God, I was fighting. It was dense, it was fizzy. All of a sudden, it's like, what IR am I using? I was going for the sound I got with the profiler because that really made me happy. And I couldn't really nail it. It's not a bad sound, but it's a different sound. And when with one, I was just making music. With the other, I was struggling. Then I went to the amp, just unboxed it, put it up there, and then channel 1, no. Channel 2, no. Channel 3, not enough gain. Channel 4, okay, more gain, resonance, pff, bam, done, let's go. Now that's information, how to get to the sound, how fast, how easy, that I now have because I made that track. And without having used it in a musical context, what would I be able to tell you? It's all academic, it's all theoretical. I guess that would work. I guess it works. You know, what's the point? If you skip the tracks, business dictates, I don't do them. Business dictates, I just get the gear, take it out of the box, put it on the table, make my video, maybe read a manual before, and I'm done. How much valuable information can I give you based on that? And there are many different channels. Some channels will do that, and it's a cheaper rate. It's okay, but you kind of have to know that that's what's happening, okay? It's an honest first reaction video, and I've done those, and that's valid. Other channels have never, really recorded anything. Ryan Burke said, I've never recorded a song, I don't know how to program drums, but Ryan plays in church. So when Ryan gives you information about something, that's something for you to consider. That he has the background of someone who plays live on a regular basis in that setting. Now, Andy Ferris, I don't think has, recorded albums or whatever, which he doesn't have to, but Andy gigs. Andy busks in the street. Andy plays with the band. And that information is valuable. He can take gear and bring it back into the studio and say, oh, it did this. Too heavy, too loud, not easy to adjust. cable not long enough. There's so much information that you can get out of his experience. Sean Tobbs, RJ Ronquillo, Jay Leonard J. Live performance, not studio guys. Well, Jay Leonard J, yeah, live, and RJ, they've been sidemen for big acts. They've been studio musicians. You can take that into consideration when you listen to what they're saying. Perfecto de Castro, I mean, toured with a huge band in the Philippines, studio, live. Take that into consideration, that he might have taken the guitar you see out on stage and brings back that experience. For me, going through the experience of recording with a piece of gear, which is my world, I'm not a live guy. I have played live. I can comment on some things a piece of gear should do live, yes or no. But will I take it on a stage? Probably not. I wish I could. That's valuable information. But there's other channels giving you that information. For me, the recording situation is what matters. And I gather that when I make the track. If you skip the track, I have no reason to do it. And then I stop being a musician. Then I'm just some guy sitting in a room talking about gear theoretically. Would you want that? No. So why are you skipping the track? I know it's boring. It's not your music. I can't hit everyone's musical taste. Let's talk about this track that you're going to hear. So awesome. It was written in 2007, I think. Years ago. With a friend of mine, Marco Vetter. And we took that instrumental that we did. It was just, I think, the first minute. We didn't have an ending for it. The whole middle section we didn't have. So it was a rough demo. And we were looking for a new singer for my Frameshift project. First we had James LeBrie from Dream Theater and Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Oh yeah, if you don't know what I've done, just Google me. People are very, very rude about my music and my playing. And I would just say, Google me. Idiots. Not you guys, the other idiots. So we were looking for a new singer and just sent that out, I think back then on a forum or something, and had people send in their vocals, whatever they wanted to write on it. And we had some horrible ones, we had some good ones. And then this thing came in from Dan Swanö, from, I think, Nightingale is his band, other projects. Swedish guy, big in prog and metal. And he just nailed it. It was so brilliant what he did. Dan was so good. Now, he was supposed to then sing the whole album. It never happened. I got sidetracked. There was no funding. I had to go and start teaching, showing kids C major. I had to make money. And it never happened. We wrote a lot of songs for that album. I did. And then a local vocalist, Alex Fröse, was singing all of them. So it was time to replace what Dan had done in that demo with Alex's vocals. And as good as Alex is, and as close as he sounds to Dan, he never nailed that vibe. So in the middle of recording vocals, we said, no, regroup, not happening, stopped it. So the song was never finished. Now I'm going through sessions for Campaign Like Clockwork. I find that old song. And I said, I'm going to have to work on that. So it's in disarray. I don't even have the drum plugin anymore. So I had to remap all that, find new drum sounds, completely remix it, kill the guitars. And I recorded them with this puppy and those amp models. I recorded everything 3 times. I extracted Dan's original vocals from the demo with RX11 Isotope and placed them in there. And now in the verses, him and Alex are actually alternating lines, so it's a duet. You'd be hard-pressed to know who's who because they're so close in tone, but the chorus is all Dan because we could never really nail that. And then I'm using Alex's vocals, which are sometimes actually different words, because we rewrote the lyrics, and it works. So I asked Dan, who I hadn't talked to in 15 years, I contacted him through his business, if I can use it. And here's the amazing thing. He's like, yeah, of course you can use it, but please don't use the AI extracted vocals. Here are the original vocal lines. The guy, 15 years later, had the session for a demo as an audition he did 15 years ago. That is organization in terms of data on a level that I cannot even fathom. I'm good about my data. I have 200 terabytes easily of drives sitting around here full with stuff. I can find old shit, but that is beyond ridiculous. So I used some of that along with the AI stuff, along with Alex, and just had the best time. Learned so much about the gear. I made music. I got creative. I got to be creative. If you're skipping the tracks, first of all, you're taking that away from me. And then why have all this? Why have these guitars and amps and speakers and plugins and microphones? Why talk about all of it if I don't have to put it in the videos? Because you're skipping it anyway. If my business is to make videos and you don't, that's what I get paid for, companies might be happier because I can be more efficient. But you skipping the tracks, you're literally killing the musician. It's my choice to do it, and I don't have to because you skip it anyway, but I really want to. But then it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and time invested that I want to invest. But it needs to be enjoyed by someone, or at least watch, because otherwise business dictates that I don't do it. Yeah, just some ramblings. What do you think about people doing tracks? I mean, you can learn so much about a piece of gear and also the musician. Look at Fluff. Fluff's riffs are killer. And I know that the gear that he uses can sound like that. It might be in his hands with his guitar and his mixing skills, but I know it can sound like that. It's killer. So many people do killer tracks. Some channels only do that. Cottrell only does that. That's why you watch him. But you watch these guys for their tracks and then you skip the ones on other channels. It's kind of, I don't get it. You might just not like my music, that's fine. But again, it's about the information that you can get from it. But even more importantly, it's the information that I can get from it for you. Acoustic guitar. Rafa and I, we tracked 3 different acoustic guitars in one session. Recorded the same song with at least 2 of them. And when I listen to that song with the 2 different versions, both very high-end acoustics, I clearly have a favorite. Which maybe by playing the guitars isolated without a musical, emotional context, wouldn't have revealed itself. So there's a lot I can learn about the gear from the tracks. So please don't take that away from me by skipping them. Let them play and fool me by getting a coffee while the track plays in the background. I know we only have so much time, and now the TikToks and Instagrams want us to do the 10-second videos, and, that's not my world. This is my world, talking to you, presenting you with music and stuff. With dogs. Here is that song from 15 years ago, finally, probably finished. It's called Unite. Thank you for watching. This was Sunday. And afterwards, Animals at the end.
I can see no angel waters.